Hi there, students. I am Dr. Katie Green, and I am the new Interim Department Chair of the Department of Special Education. Welcome to the University of West Georgia. Welcome, West. We are so happy to have you here in the special education programs. So this is an advising site that we've created for you guys just to give you a bit more support throughout your program. So each of you have a faculty advisor who's very knowledgeable about our programs, but sometimes you might just want to look things up yourself. You might want to have a little bit more access, a little bit more power as a student to information. So we put everything in here that we can think of that will help you. If you think of things that are not in here, then let us know and we'll add them for sure. So first things, when you open the page, you're going to notice that you have an announcement here. We plan to communicate with you through announcements. So this is where if someone sends us a job posting or a job fair, then we would put it here on the announcements. If we are asking for student successes, student stories, which you can give us those anytime, then we would put it there on the announcements. So you want to be sure that you subscribe to these announcements. So you'll go to notifications and subscribe so that you can know whenever we post things, since you probably won't be in this site too terribly often. But anytime that you have questions, I do hope that you come to this site to try to find the answers yourself, or of course you can always ask your advisor. Okay, so let's go into this site where I'm going to click on content here. And you'll notice this site right now is just for MED and EDS in special education. We might add more folks as we go, but I wanted to start off with MED and EDS because they are quite similar. So I'm going to go to MED first. And both of these folders, MED and EDS, are set up almost identical. Then we have this helpful resources for both MED and EDS and FAQs. Now, the FAQs, this is not an exhaustive list at all. We need to build these, but this is a brand new site. So as we get questions, we'll be building up the FAQs. All right, so let's go into the MED and special education. The start here is going to give you a lot of information. That's where this screencast is. You've got the handbook right here, as well as your program of study. Now, this program of study is a general one, so it's not like the one you got in your email that says semester 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one is just all the classes listed out. We have a guide to help you register. We know a lot of people have difficulty registering. If you get holds when you're registering or you can't register for something, then you can email your advisor or you can email sped@westga.edu. So either way, you can send an email to your advisor or to sped@westga.edu. Since I'm talking about emails, let me remind you, anytime you are emailing us about anything at all, please include your 917 number. That way we can look you up and we can help you in a more efficient manner. If we're having to go back and forth, can you give me your 917? Can you give me your course? Can you give me this, that, or the other? It takes a long time to resolve a problem. But if you can give us all the information you need in one email, including your 917, that would be very helpful. WolfWatch, this is an advising tool and it's really cool. It helps you know when you're ready to graduate. There's a caveat. It's not always entirely accurate. So if you go to WolfWatch and it looks like they didn't count my course, or I thought this transferred or was substituted, then you reach out to your advisor. If you can't get logged in or something like that, then you can also contact the registrar's office. Information about graduation is here. You want to apply to graduate the semester before you graduate. And even if you're not walking, you still have to apply for graduation. So if you're planning on graduating at the end of summer 2023, you will register or apply for graduation in the spring. Okay. For the MED program, we have information here about getting started on your EDS. And then each EDS and MED have the same advising site quiz. This is really a self-check for you so you can see, did I comprehend everything? Do I understand everything? It also lets us know who's getting into this information, who's, digging in, who's learning what they need to learn about the program. This is your program, and you are responsible for knowing the things that are in your student handbook, your program handbook, and all that information. A lot of that is quizzed right here. It's only 10 questions, multiple choice. It will not impact your GPA, and you can take it up to 10 times for a perfect score if you like. All right. Most of this is the same with the EDS, and we're going to go into the MED start here. So it starts off with a welcome. It tells you a little bit about the program. This screencast will be here instead of the old one. And then here it talks about this site, which is in our learning management system we call CourseDen. So if you're like, what's CourseDen? It's what you're in right now, looking at this advising site. Here are the handbooks that you need to know about, as well as that general program of study. And then we have a quick note here. We suggest you follow the program of study in your welcome email, semester 1, semester 2, semester 3. If you decide to veer off your recommended program plan, please reach out to your advisor. This is to your benefit. So we highly recommend that program plan in the different semesters because we know courses will be offered then, and we can predict how many sections to open. If people go off plan, there's a chance that courses will be full or they won't be offered. So really, we like for you to stay on your program plan, but if for some reason you need to get off of your program plan, please tell your advisor first. All right. Here's your information about your advisor, and if you're not sure who that is, you can go to BandWeb and find out. You can also email sped@westga.edu to find out who your advisor is. Sometimes people, just like in the school district, sometimes people switch universities or leave a university, and that advisor's email no longer works. So what do you do then? Reach out to sped@westga.edu and see who your new advisor is. Okay, so here's our contact information. This will be changing as we add faculty, and again, sometimes faculty do leave, so we'll be updating this as needed. Your graduate director is Dr. Morris Council, and his information is up here. So if you're, again, have questions about the program that you feel like is not appropriate for your advisor, you can reach out to Dr. Council or me. We have a fabulous departmental assistant, Miss Tynita Brown. And if you have been a student with us, we were sending you to her email, but now we have the sped@westga.edu to email. So if you have questions that you're not sure who to ask, send it to that sped@westga.edu and she'll be managing that for us. If she's on vacation, then Dr. Council or I will manage that email address. All right, here's my information. I very much prefer, in fact, for all of us that are faculty and staff at West Georgia, that you email us and then we can make a phone call appointment, because we are often not sitting in our offices all day. We have lots of meetings. We go out and do a lot of service and a lot of professional development, and we're just not in our offices that often. So it's much preferred that you email us and then we can set an appointment to make a phone call. All right, so this is our department Facebook page. Please go ahead and like that or follow that. You do need to be aware of the graduate catalog, and in that there are very important policies. Some of the important policies are also in your handbook, like you need to graduate with a 3.0 or you cannot graduate. That's a GPA, 3.0 GPA. So that's one example policy. So be sure that you're aware of that. You are responsible for reading that graduate catalog and understanding the policies, and you can let us know, or the graduate school, if you have questions about that. Maybe this is your first time learning at West Georgia or learning online. So we have some great guides here. Really, West Georgia is top of the class when it comes to online supports for our students. So please get in touch with these links if you have any questions about Courston. Your instructors are not Courston experts. They're content experts. So if you have Courston problems, issues, Wolf Watch issues, go to the appropriate offices, please. All right, and then you can stay in touch with Courston through text messaging or for it to go to your email, as we talked about before. All right, so this is the end of the one for MED. EDS is very similar, and then you have your quiz there. So that is pretty much it. So just to show you the EDS side real quick, it looks exactly the same except for it's the EDS handbook and the EDS program of study. And all the rest of the information is the same. Helpful resources, so lots of information here. I do want to highlight the scoop. The scoop is where you get all of your questions answered when it comes to dates. So always be aware of drop add dates, be aware of withdrawal dates, be aware of when the semester starts dates. So all that information, and notice we have a ton of stuff here. UWG Cares, we have free counseling if you are a student with us. There's also information, lots of information about student supports in this UWG Cares. All right, so I hope that this was helpful. I hope that this Courston side is helpful. And please let me know if you have any questions. And again, if you're just not sure who to email, send it to sped@westga.edu. You will probably get your quickest response from that email, even if it's just, I'm going to send this to your advisor. So if it's an advisee question. All right. Well, thanks for listening and thanks for going West. We can't wait to have you in our program. Go West, go Wolves.